Hello, my fellow patriots. This is Alex with another Disabled Vet's Perspective. And today, I want to talk about the four horses' asses of the Democrat apocalypse. And you know their names, you know their faces, but what I want to talk about is the awfully darn convenient timing of this collective coming together to stir up the pot of information that we are having shoved up our nose. The situation with the Pato Man down there in Virgin Islands, which is sort of an oxymoron if you think about it. He's getting ready to release some significant names, and I think he's going to be bringing to light a lot of really nasty stuff that has gone on for potentially thousands of years. They've just been able to perfect it through technology and, you know, blackmail, the things that they do now that they didn't have to worry about before we had technology. They could just do this stuff in the shadows, and the only people they had to avoid were the little guys with the bolo hats and the tags in their rim and said press on them. You know, tell us what you got going on, that kind of people. And now they have to be more strategic, so there's a lot of blackmail, a lot of stuff going on. But think about that when you think about what's going on with the four horses' asses of the Democrat apocalypse. They are talking about how President Trump is racist. Well, he's not racist if he's telling you, if you don't like our country, go somewhere else. That's pretty much what he said. And he did say in one part, if you don't like the way things are done here, go to your country and fix what's going on there, and then come back and show us how to do it. Well, that would be too difficult. That's easier to just stand around and bitch and complain about the way things are, which is mostly a fabricated illusion by the Democrats that they want us to believe that everything is a complete and total disaster in this country. And they have the mainstream media as their primary information distribution center. And we all know how corrupt the media is. I mean, a lot of these people were collaborating with the FBI and the CIA to get narratives pushed to the public for keeping the sheep asleep. And as you know, media is dying. People are turning to alternative media, which is a good thing because I have no agenda myself. I just want you to know information. I'm not paid by anybody. I'm just out here doing my little bitty part to try to open the world's eyes and see what's going on in reality. So, with a foundation of a mass media and tech giants, these morons can be made to look like they are hugely popular and that the masses agree with them, but then we have to go to polls. And the one that was done recently has AOC polling at 20% of the population that approve of what she's doing, which leaves a pretty solid 80% that don't. But because she has the media and tech companies up her ass, she can make it look like the whole country's behind her, just the way they do the stories and everything. But then you have Ilhan Omar, and she is polling at 9%. And I think that pretty much makes her irrelevant. But again, she has the media. They're throwing cameras in front of her face. They're making it look like she's the end-all, be-all of the Democrat Party. People don't like these women, and it has nothing to do with their race. I just could give a crap about the race. It doesn't matter. You're a human being, and they are hateful human beings. So we just have to think about that. They are about as popular as scabies. And even though their popularity, like the media, got to duck a little bit under some of these trees, like the media, their ratings are crap. But they control all the polls. So even though their ratings are crap, they can say, oh, we're doing excellent. Look at these polls. And then they create polls. I think it was MSNBC or NBC, one or the other. But they did a poll a couple days ago when this pedo gate crap came out with the man in his little island. And they're trying to make it look like these candidates for the Democrat Party are the end-all be-all of humanity, and that the whole world supports them. And they're showing these people beating Trump by 3 points, by 4 points, by 8 points. And then you've got the media boosting that, and the public thinks, oh, well, since the media's saying it, it must be true. Well, that idiocy needs to stop. People have got to realize they are having wool pulled over their eyes, and they're having things rectally implanted every day, and they've got to realize it's all fake. If you look at the numbers of these Democrats that are running for election, these people are polling in the low 20s. President Trump, just in the in the Republican Party, is at 91% of support. So if you just look at the raw number, you've got 20% on average for these, excuse me, forget to turn the damn volume off sometimes, but you've got the raw numbers of their polling within their own party, averaging 20%. And then you've got President Trump in his own party averaging 90%. So raw numbers alone tell you that it's all fabricated crap, that there's just no chance. All we have to do is our job, get our asses out and vote. If you don't vote and this country collapses, you can be partially held responsible. And that's a bad feeling to know that if you didn't do something, it might be just a hair inconvenient if you have to take some time off work or whatever, and it's voting, it's going to take my time. Well, it's probably the most important job you can do in your entire life. And the freedom of this country depends on the votes. I don't believe that we will be in a very good place if the demon rats take over in 2020. And I have a lot of confidence in that. I think things would go poorly. So get out and vote, do your part. It's that important. And if we just go by the raw numbers and the people that support the president, then it should be a landslide of epic proportions. But if you sit on the couch talking about, yeah, he's going to win, then you could get surprised, and then this place is going to be in really bad shape. Just listen to the other Patriot channels. People are getting pissed. They're getting really, really tired of this, and it's pretty much waiting for that sign. And when that happens, the country's going to change. Now, I don't condone violence, but I sure as hell don't run from it either. If it comes at me, then I defend myself. So that's all I got on that. But anyway, what I'm trying to get across on this is everything in your world that is being shoved up your ass by the media and by the tech giants is all fabricated. It's a created story to keep you seated Indian style in front of the reader and listening to the story. They just want you to stay quiet and listen, and they don't want you to do anything. So we have to turn that around. I listened to Douglas Ducote last night. He did a live show, a lot of passion. He's a hell of a guy. I got the honor of meeting him over in Pensacola when he came out here. I hope someday to be able to do a show with him, because he and I think an awful lot alike. So maybe that'll happen. But anyway, I was watching his show, and you can hear that even in the thread, watching the comments, you can feel the heat that is developing by the patriots and the conservatives. We're just about at the end of our rope. So just be cautious of that. But anyway, the last thing I wanted to bring up was the creativity that's used in mass media. Some of you may know, just on my other videos, that I used to work a camera in public broadcasting. I used to actually be involved in the TV thing. Never in front of the camera, always doing the camera work. But a cameraman is coached by the director on what they want to capture as their image. And when you have these demon rat rallies, even if only 80 people show up, the cameraman is instructed to zoom in, get as close as you can to the candidate so that we can make it look like there's a massive amount of people behind them. And one of the tricks they use is they move the camera closer to the person and then they zoom out so that it looks like a wider image, looks like a bigger image, because the camera is almost right in front of the podium. So they do that so that they can show a group of people behind them and make it look like these people are just emptying coliseums into their personal events. And it's all an illusion. They do not outnumber us, not even close. And here's a very good example. If you look at our pages, the conservatives, the patriots, if you look at our pages, in some cases you may see 2,500 likes. And then you look over there to the right and you see 6 thumbs down. Well, those people are paid. There's a Hispanic guy that runs a Patriot channel, and unfortunately I just can't think of his name right this minute, and I need to find that so I can get him some credit where credit's due. He does a show, and he went to Tijuana, and when he was down there he found a help wanted sign, and it says hiring $15 to $18 an hour to troll conservative pages. So these people are paid to come in, make stupid comments, and thumbs down your show, and try to report it, do all the things that they have to do to get you off of here. But they're trying to establish themselves as some kind of digital army, but look at the raw numbers. 2,500 likes, 6 dislikes. If you just look at the visible numbers, the numbers you can see where there's no guessing, think of that percentage. When Antifa, the morons, get together, want to start violence, they're made to look like they have a massive amount of people, and sometimes they get a pretty good crowd. But here's the deal with that. Again, camera people are instructed on how to photograph these groups so that it looks like they are way outnumbering the sane populace, and they don't. The issue is that these people are paid to do what they do, to protest, to cause violence, to destruct property, to everything that they do. They are being taught to do it. And sometimes you look online, you got these stupid people saying, well, this is how you defend yourself in Antifa, we're going to teach you how to fight. I recommend you look at some of those, because if you want comedy, it's right there. Well, I got real bad news for them. Even my broken ass can barely use my legs. But if they knocked me to the ground, all I'd have to do is bring them down there with me, and we'd have a knockdown drag out 18 inches off the floor. That's fine with me. But one thing I do know how to do is fight. And I am not intimidated by these people, so when the time comes and Antifa needs to be put down, it'll happen. But what I was saying was they get paid for this. They have Soros-backed groups that pay them for their chaos. The Patriots, we have a little thing called making a living. It's very difficult for a conservative to jump up and be able to just go to a spontaneous rally. And one thing about Ducote's show last night, also make sure you go to douglasducote.com. He's got a web page so that if he does get dropped out, you can get to him still. You want to make sure to do that. But on his show last night, he said that they did the mother of all rallies and got maybe 5,000 people. Well, I can understand that just because it's very difficult if you have a full-time job, if you are, like most Americans, living at or below the poverty level, then taking a potential week off of work could destroy your budget and put you in a real world of hurt. And you can bet your ass that the reason they have it like this, so that we working Americans, I mean, I'm not working, I wish I could, but the VA made sure of that when they put me down as 100% unemployable. But I could not do an 8-hour job. There's no way. I can barely use my legs. I come out here and do a walk when I do these videos, but that's about all I've got for the day. I pretty much spend my day either in a chair or just moving back and forth in the house. But so anyway, it's frustrating. I don't have the ability to get out of the abject poverty that I'm forced to exist in because of the VA ruling. But again, if you look at these people that are set up in these rallies and these anti-fascist organizations, they're paid well to be there. Conservatives are not. So we need to figure out how to do local rallies where maybe several people at one time can be doing a rally and figure out how to cast it so that you can have smaller groups in more areas than trying to get an entire mass to one area. And that might be the way around this, to show our numbers in detail, but using smaller groups in localized areas so that people don't have to worry about taking off of work or figuring out how to change their entire schedule and their finances and all of that in order to get to another state, or even, just something that they can do on a weekend or whatever. But anyway, if you guys like what I have to say, I know it's a bit of a ramble, but there's a lot of information to get out. There's a lot of truth to get out. These numbers that they're throwing in your face all the time are fake. You've got to realize that. They're manipulated and fake. So don't fall for it. Don't feel like we're being overpowered. We're not. It's an illusion. But anyway, that's what I got for now. Y'all take a few minutes, hit that like button if you like what I have to say. Subscribe to my channel. Try the bell button. See if you get notifications. If not, maybe turn off the bell, because they might use it that way to identify conservative channels. I don't know. There's so many games. So you just have to play with it, see how it works for you. And if you get notifications, that's great. If you don't, once in a while you might just come over here and look at my channel, see if there's a new video, anything going on. And until next time, y'all, make sure to stay in the fight.